with a very young and bright mind, Tanaya. Hi Tanaya, welcome to the
Hello.
podcast. What is this industry about? What is designing about? What is product design about? And how can they enter into it? And what's the life of a product designer or a product design student?
We work on the concepts and we do ideations.
Okay.
After that, we start making mock-ups of the product that we are thinking.
Okay.
Then eventually we make prototype and do user testing, field research. I work late and I don't sleep for two nights or one night when we have submissions because we have a lot of work. Even though if I'm working on time, let's say I have submission after like 2 weeks or something, then also I take then also at the end I will always skip one night of sleep for sure, even if I start from the beginning. So it's quite hectic, but it's fun too. If I make something, if instead of cylindrical, I make a cuboidal shape, and it's direct cuboidal. It doesn't have fillets. I mean curved edges, nothing like that. Then it won't be it won't be easy to use. It won't be comfortable for people to use. So there are few things that you have to keep it as it is. So if I'm making a plastic bottle, the cap has to be cylindrical only. So maybe I can change something about the threads that are there or the pattern that is on the cap. But apart from that, I can't do huge changes just to make it look good.
Hello everyone, this is your host and host Apoorv Jha, and welcome to another episode of Kya Haal Chaal podcast powered by Bazooki Perfumes. And in today's episode, we are going to have a discussion that is very new for me and for my listeners as well, because this is a topic that we have never discussed on the channel. It's about design. Uh, we all have heard this term design everywhere, in every field, in every aspect, in every industry. But what is it exactly, and what is the importance of it? How it shapes today's modern world? That is what we are going to discuss today with a very young and bright mind, Tanaya. Hi Tanaya, welcome to the
Hello.
podcast. And today the whole discussion would be around design, around product design, around how design is a vital part of life and how you as a student who is aspiring to get into this industry can get into it. So firstly, Tanaya, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for being over here. And yes, what's your halchal?
First of all, thank you so much for having me. And I'm doing great.
Amazing, amazing. And yes, to be very honest, Tanaya, I was really looking forward to have this conversation for a very long while, because the topic design, like not just speaking specifically about any field, but overall, the way design has, like designing in different aspects, be it something related to management, be it something related to art and craft or any industry, there is a certain framework, there is a certain design, there is a certain flow that is followed, and it has always been decoded with the help of designs. And recently I have been reading this book called Reimagine Design Thinking by Kevin Bethune, which kind of inspired me to do this conversation. So today here we are. So before we get into the whole discussion about design, I want to start with your story, that how you got your interest for design, how you were introduced to it, and what was the first thing which said that okay, this is the reason that I want to learn this and I want to get into this field.
So when if I go back and in school, I think the last pages of my textbook and my notebooks were literally filled with sketches and designs. And in my slam book, I wrote that I want to invent something.
Okay.
So at that time, I thought maybe I'll become a scientist or something when I was a kid. So I didn't at that time. I did not know something about product design. So now when I look back at it, I always wanted to invent something. I always wanted to make something for the people. And I think my interest also came from my sister. She is an architect.
Okay, wow.
So I always saw her sketching, and I also used to help her sometimes in her during her deadlines and all
wow.
submissions. So it was I think it was always somewhere there, and I was good at sketching too.
Wow.
I loved making models.
Wow.
So yes.
Nice. And it's quite, uh, it's those small things, that kind of integrates, that kind of, like gives the birth to your whole career or your idea of what you want to do in life. For you, it started with sketching. If I have to talk about my life, or if someone that I have known, I have started with the fact that I have always loved the idea of having conversations. I really love this idea of, like connecting with people, talking with people, and
Yeah.
getting to learn something new from them. So definitely this is something that kind of connects with me as well, because small things leads to bigger changes. And when you now you said that your sister was your sister is an architect, and you were like, firstly, you were the first form in which you saw design was in the form of architecture. So but at that time, I'm sure when you were like, when you saw that, okay, I want to do this, there must be this confusion that, okay, there are so many things in design, like it's not just bound to architecture, it's in everything literally, like product design, graphic designing, management design, framework design, so many things. There are like there are plethora of fields that we can't even name on the podcast, and uh, that might have created some confusion in your mind that, okay, where should I go? What should I take? So how did you tackle it, and how did you decided that, okay, product designing is the thing that I want to go for?
Yeah, so there are many fields. I was switching on different things continuously. So for one day, I was like, oh, I want to do graphic design. I think I'm very good at it. And then I'm like, no, I think fashion is something which I'll do good at. So I kept on switching, but in first year, we have foundation year. So
Okay.
they teach us everything. So they let you explore model making. They let you explore maybe graphic related visualization things. So I explored a lot of things at that time, and I saw that I have good observation skills. I have good sketching skills, though it should be in all the design fields. But apart from that, I was good at model making, visualization, and somewhere I wanted to make something for people which would change, which would improve their experience, and make their life better. So I was all so at the time I was like, no, I think product is something which I really want to do, and it was one of the toughest one compared to others too.
True.
So I was very intrigued about how the process is in product design.
Amazing. And do you have any sort of like, now since you are in, if I'm not wrong, third year of product designing, now you have experienced it to a very great range. So do you have any sort of dream that, okay, today, like after I, like get into the industry, this is the first product that I want to work on. This is some sort of dream project that you want to work on, something like that, anything?
Um, Not really, actually. So when I'm choosing a product, I think about it a lot. So if in this semester, I took 2 weeks to choose one product idea.
Okay.
So I don't settle on something which I'm not very satisfied with.
Okay.
So this time I really chose something which would help people. In my last semester, it was a bit on the fun side. So when I get out of the college, when I graduate, I am not sure what exactly I will make, but something for the people, not the desire, but the need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Amazing. And yes, before going ahead, do you like to read books? You like to read books?
No, not at all.
Not at all. And
I like to watch movies.
okay, so if you have to like say, let's say today, if someone wants to learn anything, even remotely close to designing or something which can tell any movie or any piece of, like any piece of film of or content which can help, like let's say a person who is completely uneducated, like a person who is like, I am here sitting with you and I'm asking that I have no idea that what is design Tanaya, and I want to learn about it. I want to learn about product design. I want to learn about the different aspects of design. So if you have to suggest, okay, Apoorv, instead of going the normal way, I will suggest you 3 movies to watch, in order to learn about design. Would there be any in your?
Yeah, so on Netflix, there is a movie called Abstract,
Okay.
and it is a very good movie. I think everyone should watch it, even if they are not into designing.
Okay.
It's about mostly related. It's about a person who is a graphic designer, and he has done multiple logo designs as well. And it's a very well. The cinematography is very good. Everything about that movie is too good. So I think everyone should watch it. And I'm not telling much more about the movie because it is something one should watch.
Okay.
Apart from that, I think if someone wants to go into animation, they can always watch. A lot of animes are there.
Definitely, definitely.
And for for product, I think one should have curiosity,
Okay.
observational skills, a little bit of mechanical, technical also. It depends though. If someone wants to work in accessory design, maybe technical knowledge is not that important. But curiosity is important in design. You must have very, very good observation. Um, Improving people's life. And yeah, that's it.
Amazing. And I really like the fact that you mentioned about anime, because that is again like, we might take it in a kind of a sarcastic tone or in a funny way that okay, anime is also being a way of learning about design. But the thing is that the way cinematography and animation, the degree of like excellence that you can see in every frame in animes and in the form of art style that Japan has like incorporated and given the world to given the world access of. Like recently, I'll be honest, I recently watched this Demon Slayer's new movie, Infinity Castle. Loved it down to every single frame. It was like, and the way like I have seen like when I was going to the theater, I was having that okay, it's just like what can I, because that was the first time I've ever watched any anime movie in a theater. So I was having okay, it would be like same like as on TV. But when I watched it, when I saw the visual frames with the colors, I had said that the animators have done such an amazing job with the amount of precision and hard work. Moreover, so because now when I started doing podcasting and I got introduced to the kind of somewhere I got introduced to filmmaking and through content creation and everything, I got to know that okay, that how tough it is. How tough
It is
making
very tough.
it is. So exactly, and that's why and plus I also got my hands on the behind the scenes of making the whole anime. So like how they draw each and every character and like emphasis on that and everything. So that is something that people don't know, that how much goes behind that one single movie that you're watching. So yes, definitely that is. It might look like okay, it's just a piece of like, it's just a movie, what it can teach us, but it can teach you a lot about design and how like small details can make something so magical and so beautiful in terms of storytelling and everything. So I really like that. And I think that the people who are like more inspired from designing, they would be definitely like connecting with that, and that would be a great learning point for them. So that's amazing. We have started off with a great we have started off the conversation on a very great note. And yes, then I am now moving on in the conversation, the thing that I want to know from you, as I said before starting the conversation, everything about design. And today I want that whoever listens to this podcast, they get to learn that what is this industry about, what is designing about, what is product design about, and how can they enter into it, and what's the life of a product designer or a product design student. So starting with that only, the first thing that I want to know is, how is your day like as a product design student? Like today, let's say today I am someone who's aspiring to get into product designing, and I say that, okay, Tanaya, now I have no idea, no clue that how is it like to be as a student, what you have to do, what kind of skills you have to practice every day, how you have to, like what things you learn in the classes. So can you walk me through the day of a product design student of yours? Like how your day starts, what things you kind of go through in a day, and what points, what vantage points you focus on in order to like fine tune your skills and hone and groom your whole design thinking perspective.
Yeah, so no day is same for me,
Okay.
honestly. And if I have submissions, I do whatever they want. But otherwise, if if we have studio, so in studio we start with research,
Okay.
a lot of research, in-depth research, where we research about the idea that we have, the existing products, its context, its intent. Um, then we work on, uh, then we also do the user research as well. Then we work on the concepts, and we do ideations.
Okay.
Um, After that, we start making mock-ups of the product that we are thinking.
Okay.
Then eventually we make prototype and do user testing, field research. That okay. So if I'm working on, let's say, um, making a sack carrier for a worker.
Okay.
So for that, I also go on field and do field research and ask those people. If I'm making something, I'll ask them, will you be using this product? I ask them questions related to that. So how heavy is the bag,
Okay.
the sack, which I'm talking about? So how heavy is it? How if I'm making maybe something for a trolley kind of thing to carry the sack, then how will that be helpful for them or not? And there are multiple questions related to that. How I start my day, I wake up super late usually because I stay up late at night and I work. Sometimes I try my best to work early.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, yeah. But otherwise, I work late and I don't sleep for two nights or one night when we have submissions because we have a lot of work. Even though if I'm working on time, let's say I have submission after like 2 weeks or something, then also I take then also at the end I will always skip one night of sleep for sure, even if I start from the beginning. So it's quite hectic, but it's fun too that I'm getting to learn a lot of things. And in college we usually do, yeah, every single day is different, honestly.
Oh, amazing. It sounds a lot. It's like there is a lot of things on your plate, I must say.
Yeah.
And also, Tanaya, you mentioned right now that, like, for the example that you gave, you talked about consumer research, that how you have to, like, the target audience for whom you are making the product, you do a sort of survey or research, getting to know that what they exactly want, like, what are the specifications of product that they want in their whole experience when they are going through that product or when they are using that product. So I wanted to elaborate on that how that process, like how is the consumer research exactly done in terms of product design. Like today, let's say I came to you that, okay, I have this product idea that I want to sell this let's take something simple. Let's say a water bottle, that I want to sell this new copper water bottle, and I want my consumers to be around the age of somewhere, like I want it to be accessible to everyone who is under the age bracket of 15 to, let's say, 60, 15 to 60, in that age bracket. So what would be your research, like how would you go and what things would you be studying in order to, like make the perfect water bottle that would be preferred by everyone in terms of designs and in terms of, like, okay, like if they see that on the shelf, they'll be like, okay, we want to go for this in terms of comfort, uh, in terms of uses that is more comfortable to them. So how do you ensure all that things in your research, that okay, what are the needs, specifications, and how we have to pioneer it in our product?
Okay. So it depends uh, person to person,
Okay.
honestly, that let's say, I mean, I'm talking about the designer who designs it. So, well, my view is that I like to ensure that it is human centric, it is ergonomic. So if let's say I'm holding this bottle over here. So if I don't like the grip now, then why would people buy it? If it's something weird,
True.
let's say a mug, but it's not curved enough or it doesn't have a handle, then there's no use of it, right? It doesn't have to be always that it's visually appealing. Um, some people like it unique, some people like it simple. I like to keep my design simple, but it should look good also. But making it ergonomic, human centric is what I do, what I try to do. And it depends age. Now, for a water bottle, that's a very huge age group. 15 to, you said 60, right? So it has to be something. I mean, if I add primary colors in this, so kids will like it.
Definitely.
But if I add a bit mature colors to a water bottle, let's not say plastic water bottle, any water bottle. So if I add different, maybe gray tones, black or blue, and if I'm making it for kids, I'll add fun colors, or so maybe someone with the age range of 10 to 15, 10 to 13 or something, they will like, maybe they might like pastel colors. So it depends, the color theory depends on, the color scheme depends on the kind of age group.
That's so, again, that's a fresh way to look at it. And why I specifically asked this question was because now I'm not remembering the specifics of this case study, but there was this, I guess it was one company. I don't want to name that company right now, but that company was like making plastic bottles only, and their design had some flaw, some major flaw, because of which the consumers were shifting to other brands, or they were like not liking using it. They have changed the design to, like, right now this cylindrical ones, the ones that we use today. Uh, this small innovation kind of, like, elevated the whole, like, it became a game changer for them in the market, and it kind of gave them the major share like it gave a major hold to them in the markets. These small things kind of play a very big role in terms of psychology and everything.
Yeah, I mean, if I make something, if instead of cylindrical, I make a cuboidal shape, and it's direct cuboidal. It doesn't have fillets. I mean, curved edges, nothing like that. Then it won't be someone. It won't be easy to use. It won't be comfortable for people to use. So there are few things that you have to keep it as it is. So if I'm making a plastic bottle, the cap has to be cylindrical only. So maybe I can change something about the threads that are there, or the pattern that is on the cap. But apart from that, I can't do huge changes just to make it look good. It still has to be comfortable for the users.
True. And the best part is that, like, Now I am a student who is currently pursuing business administration and management. So I get to learn a lot about like frameworks, different kind of frameworks that we use when we are like launching a product. Let's say today we are given the target that okay, today you have this let's take the water bottle example. Today you have to launch this water bottle, and now you will do this certain analysis. For one that we do majorly is pestle, and then second is brio. So these two frameworks we majorly use, seeing that how can certain things, like maybe the comfort that consumers are having when they are like drinking from that water bottle, how it is affecting the sales, what kind of, like, now even small things, a color we have used for this certain bottle which is not appreciated by a certain community, then it kind of becomes a political aspect that okay, now it's for a certain community this product would not work because they have some sort of religious sentiments which don't allow them to drink from that. Again, that's a completely, now not on a realistic basis but on an imaginary, on a contrary imaginary kind of thing. Now it can vary from different degrees and everything. So specifically these kind of frameworks that we follow, we have to go into certain depths of the product that kind of defines everything for us, that how we can change and how we can make those modifications. And I'm sure as a designer that would be communicated to you that okay, we feel that this is something that we need to change. So when one, let's say a designer today, like I am a person who, I am someone from management who said that okay, Tanaya, from an environmental perspective something is not letting it work in the market because people are concerned with the environmental effects of that bottle, that when you are disposing that bottle it's causing some harm to environment or stuff like that. So when you encounter such kind of problems, what would be your like first steps in this, like what kind of countermeasures we can take in order to overcome this and get a grip in the market again and let consumers choose us over other brands? Like what would be your first approach towards that kind of situation?
So, first, I'll also do user research.
Okay.
And I'll circulate Google Forms around, I'll send it to my friends all around the campus, friends, family, neighbors. And, or actually, if I have that product with me, I'll give it to them. They will test it and they will let me know what the problem is. So that I'll write down. I myself will use that product for few days, let's say, or 2-3 days. If it's a water bottle again, I'll use it for 2-3 days. I'll jot down all the points that I think that maybe because of this it's not working, and then I'll start about thinking about how I can change the product and how I can make it stand out in market, or how I can make it work that it will actually sell. So, and it should visually stand out, not just visually, I mean functionally too. But uh, a lot of designs that are out there, you don't need to explain some of the designs. They
True,
just,
true,
when you
true.
look at them, you're like, oh wow, they don't need explanation. So visually, if visually or functionally or anything, if you don't need to explain it, then it's the best design. And I feel like simplest and minimalistic design is the best design out there.
Amazing podcast I guess we had today. Got to learn lot of things from you, Tanaya. Thank you so much for coming up on the podcast. It was amazing having you over here. I would also like to thank our gifting partners, Bazuki Perfumes. They have sent this and they have sent this gift specially for you. And thank you so much, Bazuki Perfumes, for being a gifting partner of Kya Haal Chaal podcast. And yes, with that, we are at the end of this episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you love this conversation, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next episode. Till that, see you all, and yes, goodbye.